everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back for more Let's Glitch The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we went to Snow Peak Ruins and got the dungeon item from there, the ball and chain, and then went over to Castletown and Lake Hylia area and got a bit of 100% stuff there. And in this episode, we are going to be getting a bit more 100% stuff here around Lake Hylia before heading off to the desert and clearing that out and ending in the Arbiter's grounds. So that's pretty nice. Now right off the bat here, as you can see, we have a Poe, which, again, because it's nighttime, I'm going to be collecting as many Poes as possible. And this is a bit of a risky day-night cycle because we actually have a lot of Poes we need to get. So we're going to be clearing out the entirety of the desert, like all of the Poes in the desert and that area. And we need to be fast because if we aren't fast, the day-night cycle will run out and basically... don't transform. Yeah, we need to be fast, and there are a bunch of Poes that are, like, right near the ends of the desert, and there are no good, like, no warp points that are close to those. Like, there's one that's relatively close, but it still takes a few minutes to go back and actually get if you miss them. So it's really annoying to fail. Like, this is probably the worst day-night cycle out of all of them to fail. But yeah, fortunately, it's not like it's too precise, so I should be able to make it. Now right here, actually, in this cave, I don't believe time passes. So that's a little bit fortunate because it means if we do fail at anything or if we're a little bit slow in this cave, it doesn't actually matter and we'll still be able to make the day-night cycle and it doesn't waste even more time. So that's good. But yeah, this cave is a little bit weird. So basically the way that it works is we have a bunch of these like main little rooms, and each of them will have 2 or 3 like bombable rocks, or I guess ball and chainable rocks, and we can just kind of progress. One of the rocks will be hiding a path between each of these rooms, and the other, however many there are, will have like a treasure chest behind them. And it's kind of annoying, this cave, honestly, because as you just saw in that last room, sometimes there will be like an enemy in each of these rooms, and they can kind of prevent you from using the ball and chain sometimes, and it's really annoying. Like this guy, for instance, he's gonna like start trying to attack me. Fortunately, I was able to get out in time there. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying. And plus, the other things is that, first off, it's like almost like a maze, this cave, and so actually going the right direction can be hard to remember sometimes. But also, in some of these like little paths that are connecting the rooms, there are these guys, which these guys can burn your shield, and that wastes a lot of time. I do believe I've mentioned that before. But not only that, as you can see to the left and right of me, there are a bunch of pits, and those pits, if you fall down them, they move you back to the start of the cave, which fortunately, again, doesn't really mess up your day-night cycle, but it still wastes a lot of time, because you have to run all this way again. So fortunately, or unfortunately, this is a really annoying part of the run, but it's not like it's too bad, especially if you practice it a little bit. But I do believe I remember the entire route through this, so hopefully it's not going to take me too long, so I can just come this way. I do believe this one is straight on, which will be annoying with this guy. Okay, yeah, that doesn't burn my shield. I was pretty sure that wasn't going to. And then this one, we've got one last down direction we need to go, and this is the most annoying path, because as you can see, there are a bunch of, like, really thin, like, platforms you need to go across with like, pits on either side, and it's really easy to fall down them. I've definitely had that happen in a speedrun before, and it lost way too much time. But anyways, so now that we're here at the end, we've just got this Poe here, and then we have one more thing to get. I don't actually think I mentioned it. We have a heart piece to get. So we just need to light the lanterns on either side of this circle in the middle, and the treasure chest will spawn as per usual. So yeah, and then right on the back there, we've got that little light platform thing that we can stand on that warps us back to the beginning. And those things, I've never really understood them. They're part of most Zelda games, or at least most 3D Zelda games, and I just never understood how they worked. Like, how does that take you out? I don't know. But anyways, it's not a big deal. Well, of course it's not a big deal, it's just game logic. But anyways, Fortunately for us, though, that is there because it lets us come to the beginning faster without having to actually backtrack through. It's just good game design, so I won't question it. But anyways, now that we're done that, we have to go fast again now that we're outside of the cave and time is moving. But here we've got a Howling Stone that we want to not fail. So hopefully, yeah, that should be the right one. There we go. And now, because all of these Howling Stones are kind of just the same sort of thing, it's just you play a song and then a minute-long cutscene plays, I'm just going to cut this part out. Alright, so as you can see, this is where the wolf spawns, which I always found this funny as a kid, just that it spawns in a place where you have no map. I don't know, I just found that funny for some reason. But anyways, so now that we're done that, we can jump attack up there so that we don't have to transform. And then, actually, I guess you could probably just climb up the ledge anyways. But then we just want to get this bow right here. And then we can finally head off to the desert, or at least start getting some stuff that will let us get to the desert. So yeah, right off the bat here, we have to climb this gigantic ladder. I'm pretty sure this is probably the longest ladder in any Zelda game. I think there are probably some longer ladders in other games. Like, I think there's an infamous one in, like, one of the Metal Gear games. But this one's pretty long. I think this one's up there. But anyways. Oh, hey! If you see there on the sky, you can actually see Orion. Interesting. I actually had no idea. That is weird. Okay, apparently there are actual constellations in the night sky. Like, actual constellations you would see in, like, on Earth. That's weird. Okay, that's cool. That actually makes me appreciate this game a lot more. But anyways, so now that that's over, we have Oru's Memu. Nice. We have Oru's Memo, and we can just jump here into the water and then swim over to Fier's little cannon platform there because we need to show this to him. So yeah, now, of course, it's faster to swim as, like, with the Zora armor, faster than with the, well, any other form of armor, I guess, that we could have. Just because, I guess, I don't know, Zora armor makes us better at swimming. Actually, I think that's the entire point. But anyways, ooh, I actually got up there. Oops, I do not want to talk to this guy. I want to show him the thing. Right there. Okay. For some reason, after you, like, if you talk to somebody, you actually have to wait a bit before showing them anything will actually, like, activate for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that is. But anyways, so now that we've done that, we are here in the desert, and this cutscene, because the entire, I have a lot of stuff to collect over the desert, and it's not really that interesting, I actually want to talk about something. I want to talk about a theoretical glitch in this game. So that cutscene that I just skipped, basically, the point of it is, it's basically Midna trying to explain, like, what she is. She's sort of, like, revealing to you part of what she is. And in that cutscene, it hops over to, what's it called? To Palace of Twilight, which is the 8th dungeon in the game. It hops over there just for, like, a scene or whatever, just to sort of explain some things. And that's important to note. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. So there is actually a glitch in this game and Wind Waker HD. It was actually originally discovered in Wind Waker HD, where basically if you kill yourself into a loading zone that immediately loads a cutscene, like once you get onto the other side of it, you can actually, it creates some weird effects. So basically, at least for this game, I can't really speak for Wind Waker HD because I have not, I haven't really played Wind Waker HD much, but basically the way it works is it loads you into the next room, but then because you're dead, like right before a cutscene starts, it like has this check to see if you're still alive, and if you're not, it will immediately kill you. But it will also prevent the cutscene from happening. And so because of that, basically it lets you get onto, it lets you get onto a map, or like the cutscene state of a map, which you're of course not supposed to be able to walk on. Now, of course, the side effect of this is basically, with doing that, if we were able to kill ourselves into that cutscene specifically, but not into the beginning of that cutscene, into the parts of the cutscene that show the Palace of Twilight, we would actually technically be able to wrong warp to the Palace of Twilight. No, I'm not kidding. Actually, if you could somehow, because basically the way that cutscene works, that's at the beginning of the desert here, is that it's sort of like a couple cutscenes stitched together. Actually, a lot of cutscenes in this game are like that. And so this, like, the second part of the cutscene is what shows Palace of Twilight. And if you could somehow kill yourself into that second part of the cutscene, it would respawn you in Palace of Twilight. And actually, this has been confirmed through the use of cheats by killing yourself, like, during the first part of the cutscene, or, like, just setting your hearts to 0, which, of course, there isn't actually a way of doing that legit. Like, you can't actually do that. But because of that, or if you could do that, you would be able to wrong warp to Palace of Twilight, which I don't believe that would be of any use in 100%, but for the any percent speedrun, that would cut out having to beat Arbiter's Grounds, and as a result, you could also probably skip, well, actually, you'd still have to get to the desert, so you would still have to, I think, beat Lakebed Temple. But you could where am I? How did I get way over there? That's really bad, actually. I hope I have enough time to do this day-night cycle. But anyways, yeah, so it would save a lot of time. Like, I'm pretty sure it would end up saving, like, at least half an hour to do it like that. But anyways, we're getting close-ish to the end of the dungeon, and where we actually have, the desert, where we actually have some interesting stuff. But first we have a few more Poes. And I guess I should mention a couple other things that I did while I was talking. I went and got the Gerudo Mesa Warp Portal, but I didn't get the Poe that was up there. I'm actually going to be getting that Poe way later on in the run when I'm going to be doing Cave of Ordeals. So I don't need to worry about that for now. Now right here in this specific grotto, we actually have 2 Poes that we can get, and hopefully the other one doesn't try killing me, because that can happen. Okay, so it didn't. Yeah, if we walk a little bit more forward, this one Poe is going to come out of these rocks here, hello? Okay. I also don't believe time passes while you're in grottos, so that should hopefully be nice, because that also means I have a little bit more time to work with. But anyways, so yeah, right there we just got the second Postal, and then we can leave this grotto. And then after this, we are going to be heading off to the Bulblin Camp. Well, there's still one more Poe that we need to get. But before we do that, there's actually a bit of a trick that we can do. So normally what you're supposed to do over here in order to get into the Bulblin Camp is you're supposed to, just out front, there's a bunch of, like, there's another, like, mini Bulblin, like, stakeout, I guess, over there, and you're supposed to use the boars from there to break through these fences, but you don't actually need to do that. There's a way around it. So these big tall towers, you can actually break them down with the ball and chain. So I'll be doing that with this first one, and then I can come through here, and then this actually right here, either as human or wolf, you can literally just clip through that. It's really simple to do. It's easier to do as human, mind you, so that's why I did it as human, but you can do it as wolf too. Now right there we've got the golden wolf that we just spawned earlier, but I want to grab this Poe first. So hopefully the levers that are here don't really... Nah, they got in the way. That is really not nice. Hopefully they don't screw me over even more. Perfect, okay. So yeah, there we get that Postal, and then we can go off and get this hidden skill, which... Oh shoot, is it turning day already? It's turning day already, that's really bad. Because yeah, there's still 2 more Poes that I need to get, actually. There's one in the Bulblin Camp after you clear it out, and then there's one that's right in front of Arbiter's Grounds. And not getting either of... Like, those are the 2 worst ones, because they're... Like, the closest warp point to here is Gerudo Mesa, and it's really bad. But anyways, was it that one? I actually forget which one I'm supposed to be getting. Okay, good. So this is the Helm Splitter. So yeah, this is actually my favorite one as a kid. This is my favorite hidden skill because, I mean, it looks ridiculously cool. You're literally jumping and doing a flip over them and slashing their head while doing it. It's really cool, but unfortunately it's not actually that useful, especially in the speedrun. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I love it. It's probably my favorite hidden skill. But now that that is over with, again, I'm a little worried about that day-night cycle. But fortunately, I guess it's not really a huge deal if I fail this day-night cycle, because again, I can just go back, and because this isn't an actual speed run, it doesn't necessarily matter that it wastes a bunch of time, but it still hurts a little bit. But anyways, So after that, I'm going to be heading into here, and here we have a really fun glitch, actually, that we can do. So this actually just combines a couple things that we know about certain glitches, but basically, what I'm going to be doing, the cutscene's going to happen. Right here, I'm going to activate Map Glitch, which, as we all know, gets rid of loading zones and void out zones in the current map. Yeah, this guy noticed me. If it were still nighttime, that wouldn't have happened. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. This is really, really bad. Also, I am getting off of the hero's clothes. For those who don't know, the Zora armor actually literally does 4 times... Like, if you get hit with fire or ice, it does 4 times as much damage. It is absolutely stupid. But as a result, yeah, I really want to do that. But anyways, so now that I can actually lock on, I'm going to do a spin attack there, do 3 side hops, and then I want the Gale Boomerang for this. And then after that, we can actually do a quick boomerang long jump attack onto this little part of the wall. And then after that, we can literally just kind of aim towards this, like the center platform there, and do a jump attack off. I kind of messed that up a little bit, but it should still be fine. And because there are no void out triggers, I won't void out at all, and I can literally just spawn into this cutscene, because this cutscene trigger, it extends infinitely upwards and downwards. And so as a result, we can just get to this fight. And now this fight is really difficult. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. Oh, look, it's done. Literally, so yeah, that one is really simple to do. You just need to do a bunch of quick spins, and if you have the Master Sword, which there pretty much is no way of getting this far without the Master Sword, then you can easily one-cycle him. So yeah, that's a pretty nice cutscene, or a nice fight. But unfortunately, I can't skip this cutscene. And actually, one thing I want to point out about this cutscene right here, he starts burning this area, which makes sense, except for the fact that the stone over there is on fire, and the stone over here is on fire. Last I checked, most stones can't catch on fire. But anyways, that's just a minor little thing. I'm not sure why they did it like that. But anyways, so now that we've done that, we can just crash through here and find ourselves in Gerudo Desert. Okay, so real quick, I actually wanted to point out, there are actually 3 different ways to do this Bulblin Camp skip, and I want to show all 3 of them off. And also, one really cool thing about that is that all 3 different versions of Twilight Princess use different versions of this trick. It's really cool. So the first version that I showed was for the GameCube. This one will be for the Wii, and it works a lot similar to how the other one worked. We want to activate Map Glitch, and as a result, this is actually only possible on Wii version 1.0. And then after that, we actually want to start heading back the way we came, which, if you'll remember, that got rid of this loading zone. And so basically, at that point, then we can kind of just aim ourselves a little bit, like, angle ourselves forward, basically, pull out our sword, backwalk until we fall off, and then do a jump attack. And provided the angle is right, which it should probably be right no matter what, well, not no matter what, but like, this angle that I have right now, even though I'm moving a slight bit to the right, it should just be fine because the cutscene trigger is pretty large. But after, like, a million years of falling into the void, we should eventually hit the cutscene, and then we can do the fight just as normal. So yeah, right there. As you can see, I hit the cutscene, and so then I should spawn into the fight right here. And one other thing that I actually wanted to point out, you'll notice I only have 4 hearts here. If I get killed, which I'll do right now, there's actually a weird side effect that happens if you get killed during this fight if you did Bulblin Camp skip. Or at the very least, if you have Map Glitch active. And that is that it'll become evident when I try and resume gameplay. Once this happens, I'll hit yes, and nothing's happening. It's just staying on the game over screen. So yeah, if you game over while you have Map Glitch active, it soft locks the game. I'm not quite sure why exactly that happens, but it's really bad, and I've actually lost a run to this before. So it's pretty stupid, but yeah, that's just what happens. But anyways, now I'll get to show you the other version. Alright, so this third method of Bulblin Camp Skip is the one that you would use for the HD version, but as you can see, it also will work on the GameCube version. However, it's just a little bit slower. Also, this version is incredibly annoying, as I have found out. So basically, what you want to do is come up to this tent right here and do a dash off of it so that you grab onto that wall. And it's a little finicky, so hopefully I can get it sometime soon without these guys absolutely destroying me. And the... Okay, yeah, right there. One annoying... Oh, shoot. Did you... I think an archer spawned. Anyways, well, once you actually can get up here, okay, I don't think he can see. Yeah, he can't see me. Okay, so once you can actually get up onto this wall, you want to get, like, a little bit in from, like, right on the edge. You don't actually want to stand right on the edge. And then you actually want the boomerang equipped. And then you see this pillar right here. You want to throw the boomerang such that when it comes back, it will be over top of this pillar. So hopefully I can do this. This is a little finicky. Right there. And then if you do it right, you can land on this this other section of wall. And then from here, we can get on... Wow, really? We can get on top of this and walk up it. And then, yeah, we can't actually get up there. And then at this point, we want to do a jump attack onto this section right here, and then roll up to the middle. And then, just like before, because the cutscene trigger extends infinitely upwards and downwards, we can just trigger the cutscene from here and then trigger the fight from here. And we can do this just as we normally would. So yeah, that's the version you would do in the HD version, and it doesn't work on the Wii version because it uses a long jump attack. Now, at this point, if it were nighttime, which, again, unfortunately it's not, what we would do is we would go back into the Bulblin camp and get a heart piece and a Poe soul, and then there would also be a Poe soul just over here to the left of the dungeon entrance. But of course, because again it's not nighttime, I'm just going to enter the dungeon and get those later. But that is going to be the end of the episode. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button. If you didn't, fine, click the dislike button. Follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.